What's up, everybody? Welcome to Little Pricks Podcast.
Welcome.
Hey, my name's Devon.
My name is Fareed.
And I am the tattooed, laid-back atheist.
And I am the moderately conservative, first-generation American
Woo-woo!
Muslim.
And we're going to be covering some kind of difficult topics at times. We cover an array, but we cover them with some introspection and respect, some open-mindedness, and definitely lots of laughter to help make the little pricks in life a little bit easier to navigate.
Enjoying the human experience together.
No doubt.
Improving ourselves by discussing them out loud.
Yep.
Hard, scary, prickish topics. And hopefully you benefit from that as well.
That is the main goal. We want other people to gain the knowledge from our experiences, good, bad, and ugly, to help them in their journey of life, man.
Absolutely.
So we jump right into it. And my name's Devon. I'm originally from a super small town in West Virginia, Fairview, West Virginia, of like, at best, 300 people, maybe 350 now. I moved to Tucson literally just now. I got a 2-bedroom apartment after being here my first time in 2021 and traveling the country as a nurse for the past 3.5, 4 years, give or take. And now we have a podcast, man. So
He's also an O positive and loves long walks on the beach.
right. I actually like unreasonably long pedals on my mountain bike.
Straight lines. He'd like some curves and occasional jumps.
Anything but straight lines, actually. All the mountains. I've almost died so many times on a mountain. So what about you, man? Tell people who you are, what you got going on.
So, like you were saying, my name is Fareed. I am a first-generation American. I am the byproduct of a marriage between two immigrants.
Nice. Cool.
My mother is Mexican from about 2 hours across the border.
Okay, cool.
South,
cool.
of course, right?
I actually didn't know that. That's cool.
Yep. We hail from the little state of Sonora.
Sonora. I have heard of that. Yep.
Yep. And then my father comes from the Middle East. He was, I can't tell you where he was born because it always changes. It's the running joke. It's a running joke. I never have an exact place on where he was born, but he's Middle Eastern, grew up in many parts of the Middle East. And so they both came here at a relatively young age.
Nice.
In their 20s and formed a life together. And that, that's from there, made a couple of kids, a couple of scoundrels.
Yeah.
And so I have a perspective that comes from being first-generation American.
Very cool.
In that I am a lot more laid back, I would say, than what my parents probably were when they originally came here. They come from very conservative backgrounds.
That's fair.
My mother being a Catholic. Yeah.
I wasn't going to say anything.
I know.
Wasn't gonna say anything.
They can be very strict and they can be very
It's okay.
Catholic, right?
Right, sure.
And
sure.
My father being a Muslim, also typically very strict background, very Muslim,
Right. He's just Muslim.
He's just Muslim.
Fair. Okay, very cool, man.
And with our two perspectives.
Gosh, polarizing
Polarizing
perspectives on a lot of things.
We almost named this Polar Opposites, really.
We almost named the podcast Polar Opposites, yeah.
But we both have one major thing in common, and that's a massive amount of respect for each other.
Massive amount of respect. And we're
for
great
other
friends.
ideas.
Great friends, man.
Yep.
And I think that's also part of one of the bigger goals of the podcast. Like, obviously, we're here to share our experiences, to be human with people, and to hopefully help people navigate life, man. Life's just crazy. It's tough to navigate. There's no blueprint for this shit, man. But also to demonstrate that regardless of the things that we have or don't have in common, whether it's religion, upbringing, race, religion, whatever it is, we can still be like great friends, man. You can still have that deep-rooted human connection with, I would argue, anybody.
Agreed.
As long as people are respected and you're open-minded and you give each other that space to be human.
Agreed. And we have two different perspectives on the way we were raised, right?
Yeah.
You coming from West Virginia, Bible Belt.
Yeah, so that part maybe in some ways, we weren't Catholic, but that part in some ways a little bit similar. Yeah.
And for me, again, two immigrants.
Yeah.
That somehow made a white kid.
Yeah.
We have no idea how this happened. There's still open debate if I was switched at birth.
Right.
We don't quite know. But that gives me a unique perspective.
Sure.
Because I do come from two ethnic backgrounds, and I assimilate and I am accepted in society as if I was,
Part of the melting pot.
Anglo-European, right? I am perceived as just another white kid.
Yeah.
It's never more painfully obvious than when I cross TSA. Well, hello, sir. Cross on through.
Oh my God.
Moment my father gets there, you've been randomly selected.
Right.
Every single time.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah. And then they look at our last names, they're like, wait a minute, come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's funny.
Wow. Yeah. I've not ran into many issues in the airport. That is fair.
I would imagine you wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, man, so welcome to the podcast. We're super excited to have you guys. This is recorded after the launch, so huge amount of thanks to the people who have already tuned in. We've got a lot of good feedback, part of which was making this episode because no one knew who the hell we were, which is an honest mistake, and I feel like a common mistake, right? Like, I feel like people are like, let's make a podcast. They record some episodes, they launch, and then it's like, who are you guys? So here we are. I'm Devon. This is Fareed.
And the better question is, why should you care?
Sure.
Hopefully you care because you like us and you're our close friends and family.
Right.
But for those that aren't, it's hopefully because we discuss topics that really do affect at least our human experience. And the more I talk to other people, I realize they're very universal topics.
Yeah, very universal.
Like I was telling you yesterday, I've had 4 people I've talked to in the past 4 weeks, randomly, where I tell them, hey, I'm going through a journey, I'm experiencing these things, and they look there at me and go, oh my God, I'm so glad somebody mentioned this because I'm going through the same thing. Yeah. So very universal topics that
no doubt
hopefully help your lives.
And just help people. That's it. Because, I mean, after the journey that I've been through in the past couple of years, I am at the place where I have the emotional capacity and my cup is very full, very consistently.
Admirable journey, by the way. Yeah. I admire the hell out of you for the work you've put in.
I appreciate you on that, man.
I brag about it. Yeah. I brag the hell about you with how much work you've put in. That's I did it last night to my folks. I was like, man, this guy, he's putting work.
Man, so I guess on that note, we should touch base on how we met. And because I was a way different person back then.
I didn't like him very much then.
I'll
be brutally honest.
I came here. Go ahead.
If it wasn't for the money you were spending with me, I was like, wow. I don't want to deal with this guy.
All the compliments, and it's like, honestly, you bought your way into this friendship.
You did. You absolutely did. Because if we're being honest, when I first met you, you were kind of a little prick.
Work that one in there. Good.
Like, the first introduction I had to this guy was a phone call where he goes, hey, man, I've talked to a few of the shops already, and I'm just trying to get a quote. I want to see how much to lift my truck.
I want to lift my truck. I want it to be big and obnoxious.
I want it to be big and tall, and what kind of lift kits do you got for me? I go, what do you got? It's a 2021 Chevy Silverado. Okay, that shouldn't be a hard one. It's a Trail Boss. Okay, thank you for giving me the heads up. I do need that information. 1 second, 2 minutes later. Yes, I can lift the vehicle. Well, what are you going to do about the fact it's got that special package on it?
Yeah.
The Trail Boss Edition part? Yeah. Well, we do have a lift kit just for this truck that does deal with the extra cross member that the Trail Boss does have. Good.
Yeah. Hangs up the phone.
And I'm something like, that was weird. He didn't just hang up on me.
Right.
And I get a phone call from, like a week later?
Yeah.
Like a week or two later. He goes, hey, man, I'm not in here for a long time.
And to be fair, I really wasn't. That wasn't like some kind of thing to get you to prioritize me. I really wasn't here.
Yeah. I need to get this in before I leave. Yep. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm going to need you to come into the shop. He's like, I want wheels and tires. Come in. We'll pick some stuff out.
Yep.
He became very quickly the most annoying customer I had in that year.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my goodness, man. He was on me like white on rice.
Yeah.
He would call me constantly. Hey, how's everything going? Did you order the parts? Are we sure you ordered the right sizes?
Okay, to be fair, in my defense, the parts got delayed like a month. Which
yes, they did.
Was not in your control, obviously.
No, that was a part shortage. That was it right before COVID?
Well, that and it got held up in Texas. Remember when Texas had that massive snowstorm?
Yeah.
Dude, it was terrible. Half of Texas just like had nothing. No power. Roads were closed. It was stuck in Texas for like at least 2 or 3 of the weeks that it was delayed out of those 4 weeks.
And to put it into perspective, which may not put me in a great light, right?
Right.
He'd spent about $7,000 with us.
Yeah.
Right. And at that point, I'm like, he won't get off my ass. No. You know what? I call him. I was like, why don't we meet for wings?
Yeah. That's a good way. Good way to go about it. Good play, sir.
I went out. I met for wings with him. I tried to level with him on a human level. I'm like, hey, man, I understand. that this has been out of our control.
Yeah.
It's a situation that sucks. You're going to get your stuff.
Which, to be fair, on your end as a business owner, bravo.
Thank
Vibrance
you.
Automotive in Tucson, Arizona, people.
I appreciate that.
Bravo.
I wanted to kind of level with him that we're on the same team. We're trying to accomplish the same goal. And in that process, I couldn't have expected this to have happened, but
Yeah.
we sat down. We had a great conversation.
We did. It was good. I vividly remember that.
Really good conversation. I remember we were eating wings. We talked about everything. We talked about stocks, about crypto, about religion, about faith.
We did talk about religion, didn't we?
A lot of things. We talked about every topic. And I went from like thinking this guy was the most annoying dude on the planet to he's all right. I dig this guy. He's tolerable so far, right? And again, in fairness, we both had our demons. Unfortunately,
sure.
My self-discovery came way later than yours, but at first, early on in our friendship, which we admit, I wasn't sure I was going to keep you around.
Oh, and vice versa. Yeah, we both had our stuff, man. Wow.
Yeah. We did not know if we wanted to keep each other around. Alcohol was a big one for you.
Yeah, wow.
A little toxic there, right?
That was a rough one. Sober now for,
yes, you are.
Gosh, June, July, August, September,
Attaboy.
October, November.
Attaboy.
Like 5 months, dude.
Proud of you.
About to be 6 months sober.
I can't tell you how proud of you I am.
Yeah.
But we've, through working it out and kind of consulting each other, like, hey, man.
Yeah.
Here and there, right? We've been each other's accountability buddies, right?
Yeah. How does that?
Accountability buddies. Yeah. Where I've had him on the phone telling him what you're like, is that really what you're feeling? Are you really dealing with this properly?
Oh yeah, no, I've been jabbing you hard lately, especially.
Oh, absolutely. And I need it and I deserve it, right?
Yeah.
Thank you for those jabs.
Yeah,
And
sure.
I remember moments where I'd be on the phone with him too. Like, hey man, do you have any alcohol in the house? No, of course not. Just some Jack Daniels.
Right.
That's alcohol.
Right.
And he'd be
I
like,
don't think that's exactly how it went. I think you'd ask me if I had hard liquor.
Hard liquor,
and I'd be
yeah.
like, no, but I have,
Jack
60 beers in the fridge for sure.
No, it was Jack Daniels. You were doing it while cooking. You were in your kitchen cooking. I was on the phone with you.
I do remember the conversation.
Yes.
Just not exactly how it went. That's fair.
And I was like, dude, that's alcohol. He goes, oh yeah, I suppose it is. I always end my night off this way. And I was like, that's not great.
Yeah, on my days off, that's what it was. On my days off.
Yeah, on your days off, yeah.
Yeah.
But like we've had our rough moments.
Yeah.
And we've worked it through. God, if married couples could work through stuff like we work on our friendship.
Yeah, or just people in general, right? Like if people could just get to that place of vulnerability, because that's a huge one, and we made a whole episode about that, what it costs to have these life-altering changes. And vulnerability, man. If people could just be vulnerable like this, like you don't have to be the perfect communicator. You should be decent and like make it a valid effort to communicate, but you don't have to be the best communicator with the best words or the most time even. You just have to get vulnerable, be human with each other. And I would argue that's one of the biggest plays on this podcast, one of the biggest goals.
That's what our goal is to effectively communicate and see where it takes us, see what we can do, fix, heal. We are not therapists, psychologists, or anything of that nature. We're just two dudes who are experiencing the human experience, and we are sharing it with you guys. And on this podcast, we will have guests to hopefully indulge with us in these human experiences.
Yep.
And hopefully all of this benefits you guys.
Yeah. And us too. I think we'll get a lot from it also. It keeps us accountable. It keeps us like more solidified and concrete in the things that we do and don't believe in, but also gives us the opportunity to explore new frames of mind, new perspectives.
Without a doubt.
So sweet. With that being said, welcome to Little Pricks Podcast. Hope you guys enjoy.
Thank you guys. Stay tuned and watch all of our next episodes. Like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, please.
Absolutely. And you can also email us, littleprickspod@gmail.com. That's
with your topics.
littleprickspod@gmail.com. Topic ideas for sure. Questions.
Comments, concerns.
Yeah. Let us know if you're liking it.
Yep.
Or if you're hating it, honestly. Send us hate mail. Send us hate mail. We welcome it.
This is a great segue to our next topic, but
no doubt.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.
Much better. We did it.
Much better.